Hi, so for this video, I'll be talking about AM and FM radio networks. Now, I'm taking a master's program in development communication, and one of our core subjects is production of development communication materials. We had an assignment under that particular core subject, which is to go on a radio tour of a particular radio station of our choice and there conduct the radio tour. So in our group of three, we went to two radio stations in Baguio City. One is an FM station and the other is an AM station. Now I'm supposed to do this video with my group mates, but we couldn't arrive at a common schedule for a video, so because we're also busy. Two of us are looking for jobs. One is already employed and is also taking up another course from another school. So we all are busy doing our own stuff. So yeah, we couldn't meet up to make a proper video for this radio tour. But anyway, I'll just run through what we learned from our radio tour of these two radio stations. First up is the FM radio station. FM stands for frequency modulation. Usually FM radio stations broadcast music, most of the time music. Although it's music oriented, they also broadcast general news, weather, sports news, stock exchanges, things like that. So although it's predominantly music oriented, in between these music breaks, the DJs read out news items. That's the main feature of FM stations, music, but in between there are news items being aired for their audiences. Let's talk about the DJs. Being a radio disc jockey doesn't really command a specific course, college course, bachelor's degree course. Actually, the DJs that we interviewed from the FM radio station weren't mass communication graduates. One was a psychology graduate and the other was an accounting graduate. The main important thing if you aim to be a DJ is that you are able to handle listeners. You could establish a friendly but mutual relationship with your listeners. You have good oral and written communication skills. You have to be up to date on the latest news, especially in the music industry. For example, what are the new emerging artists, the new albums coming out, new music that are being aired, and you should also be willing to undergo voiceover training. I think it's pretty much standard in every company that every new applicant should undergo training. So there, having a mass comm degree isn't really a requirement. It's not a strict requirement, unlike in other media companies like television. So let's go to the FM departments. The FM radio station that we interviewed had three departments, mainly administration, production, and technical. Administration, from the term itself, they are responsible for the supervision of the radio station's operations, the activities that go on. They also entertain persons who wish to have something broadcasted over their network. They take care of the financial aspects of running that particular radio station. They take care of the salaries, the payments that they have to do, and other clerical roles. Second is the production. So production is where the action happens. It's where script writing goes, newscasting, where the music programs are, where the formats are. It's also where the DJs work under. It's pretty much the hands-on part of that radio network. Lastly is the technical department. This is where the equipment and tools for production go. There are technical personnel who supervise how the machines, the devices run. They handle the broadcasting frequencies as well as troubleshooting and maintenance. So we asked the FM radio station what were their main equipment, and they gave these six, particularly the boom microphone, the equalizer, headsets, live streaming platforms for receiving and sending SMS, for music requests, news feeds, those kinds of stuff. They also had music broadcasting software and radio consoles. As for the program format, there was the standardized format for FM radio and a quarter-based format from fast, slow paces. Next up, let's go to the AM radio station. AM stands for amplitude modulation. AM usually is not music oriented. It's more of an informative radio station. A lot of hard-hitting news. That's the main content of AM stations. News as it happens. Live news, the latest updates. That's why if you want to be updated on the current events, events that are happening like right now, then aside from the internet, you have the AM radio station to go to for information. So for the AM radio station, we weren't able to interview it's not really DJ, it's more of a newscaster for the AM station, because she was in the middle of her programming, so we didn't want to interrupt her. Because in an AM radio station, you have to keep on talking. That's also one difference between the FM radio station that we noticed. In the FM radio station, the DJs could just fire up their radio software and then line up the songs for the day and then play it. And then when you need to insert a news break or an update, you just pause the software. But for the AM radio station, you have to keep on talking. There is no particular software, although I think there is, but you don't use it that often. You have to engage your listeners through talking, commentaries, news reporting, those kinds of things. So there's less music, more talk. We were, however, able to interview the news writers. To become a news writer for an AM radio station, they gave the following list of qualifications. Mainly, you have to have good oral and written communication skills. You should be a graduate of a 4-year course, but not necessarily in mass communications. So again, it's not strictly mass comm degree field. Actually, they said that you really don't have, anyone can enter as long as you're willing to be trained and to learn from those who are already there. But one particular qualification that you should possess, however, is to have journalistic skills. So you have to be good researchers. You should know the ethics of journalism, interviewing personalities, in sources of information. Yeah, that's it. You should also be a wide reader, or you should be a bookworm. Mainly, you should also be a keen observer, in the sense that you should know what is going on or you should immediately um, get what is going on in the society that you are in, because it's a potential news item. You should also know how to translate news from English uh, to Filipino, your national language, or the local languages that are within the area of the radio station. And you should also be able to provide commentaries in a respectful and tactful manner, because you're dealing with hard-hitting issues, so you really have to be careful of how you respond to particular news items. So unlike in the FM radio station, the AM radio station has four departments: administration, traffic, production, and technical. So administration, it's just like in the FM radio station. They supervise the operations, the activities that go on within the radio station. Traffic, they're the ones who take advertisements from those who want to advertise on air, on radio. They also oversee public service announcements, promotions, and commercials. Third, we have production. Just like in the FM radio station, the production department is responsible for script writing, newscasting, news writing, and other AM oriented programs and formats. This is also where the newscasters work under. Lastly, we have the technical department, and just like in the FM radio department, the technical personnel cater to the equipment and tools for production. They handle broadcasting frequencies, troubleshooting, and maintenance. So, in the AM radio station that we went to, they had a production center, a drama production center for radio dramas. So they also create radio dramas, radio programs in the local language. It's not in English, because in AM you really have to reach out to the local people, the masses, to as much people as possible. It's not really an international thing. It's more specific. It targets a specific clientele or a specific area. So one way to reach out to their audiences is to create radio dramas that reflect everyday life of the common folk within their area. So they have a production center for radio dramas, usually commentary dramas, commentaries, justice discussions, health discussions. They also have sports discussions, public services. Their radio dramas also come in what do you call it? Radio anthologies. We're in the local town folk send their personal stories to be aired and dramatized and to be aired on the radio. As for the equipment, it's pretty much standard. They have a boom microphone, equalizer, headsets, radio consoles, and some software. Also, for the program format, it's just the same in the FM radio station. They have a standardized format for FM radio and a quarter-based format for fast, slow paces. So that pretty much sums up our radio tour. We learned significantly a lot by personally seeing how a radio station operates. It was wise that we considered going on a radio tour to both FM and AM. So at least we saw the differences as I said, FM radio stations are more music oriented, while AM radio stations are more hard hitting news, less on the music, more on commentaries, radio dramas, radio anthologies, that stuff. And FM radio stations, I think, well, from my personal observation, um, they cater to young people, younger generations, while AM radio stations, because of their hard-hitting news, they cater to older people, uh, young adults, maybe adults, and then yeah. So that's it for the radio station. With um, I said earlier that this should my group mate should have come appeared on this video, but anyway, we thank the radio stations that we went to, Star FM Baguio and Bombo Radio Philippines, Bombo Radio Baguio. From me, Resis, from Astor and Peter Jr. We thank you for the educational experience you've given us, and yeah. Here are some here are some outtakes. I wasn't really able to take a video of our radio tour, or an interview, to video our interview, because I was you know, embarrassed, or I was shy, and I didn't want to overstep their policies, their company policies, if ever they had, regarding taking pictures, taking videos. So it was best that we just went through with the interview, straight interview, informal interview. And here are some outtakes of our trip to the broadcasting location, the broadcasting offices of Star FM and Bombo Radio Baguio.
Okay, so we're here at Bombo Radio there and Star FM. This is Astor. This is Peter. Naka-video to, hindi seryoso. So, ayun, pupunta na kami doon mag-radio tour. Hi. This is Dominican Hill pala.
Yes,
Yan.
it's Dominican Hill and what?
That's Baguio when it's cloudy. I don't know what part of Baguio. But anyway, ano, picture pa. O sige, teka. Pause ko lang yung video.
Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and from me, Astor and Peter Jr., thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video upload. Cheers.